Greetings, everyone. This is Wayoff, and this is War Thunder. And the first of the Christmas gifts have finally arrived. As you'll see here, I'm going to be flying my new TB-3M, the Soviet bomber gift aircraft from the recent holiday competition in War Thunder. Now, to start off, this is a Tier 1 bomber, though it has a battle rating of 2.0. It is, for all intents and purposes, a heavy bomber with a fairly substantial payload of around 3,000 kilograms. And this can be split up, I believe, at least 4 different ways. Probably the most powerful bomb load for single targets is a combination of 4 500 kilogram bombs and 4 250 kilogram bombs. Apart from that, you can have 12 250 kilogram bombs, or I believe 24 100 kilogram bombs, if you're really big on that small target business. Now, as far as defensive weaponry is concerned, it doesn't have any primary weapons that are pilot controlled, but it does have a decent coverage of machine gun turrets, with 3 on the top and 1 on either side of the wings on the underside, and 2 little dustbin mounts. Now, the top side does have a very nice coverage overall because the entire plane is essentially flat. So many of your gunners can cover the same arc simultaneously. In fact, if you're engaging targets directly a beam of the plane on either side, all 3 gunners usually are able to get shots in. The downside to that, though, is that all the turrets are open-topped with really no cover for the gunners, and all the guns are really kind of lame 7mm guns. You're not going to be damaging too many people with those things, at least not very quickly. As well as having your gunners kind of stuck out there in an open top position just asking to be shot. Both your pilots are also in the same position. In fact, it seems like the bombardier is probably the only person who's got any sort of cover in this plane. And that's debatable too, because honestly, this thing might as well have been made of corrugated tin. It is corrugated. I don't think it's tin, though, but that armor is very, very, very thin. And yeah, you'll see what happens to it a little later on. Now, I think the primary weakness, and in some ways strength, is the aircraft speed, which is incredibly slow. I mean, under bomb load, if you're going 214, 230 kilometers an hour, you're doing pretty damn good. If you're having to take this thing up from the airfield, yeah, good luck getting up to any sort of altitude with that speed while having a bomb load. The good news, though, with that speed is that it makes the plane a very, very stable bomb platform, and it can drop its weapons with high accuracy. However, with that low speed, not only are you very prone to being caught by enemy fighters, who will shoot you to pieces, but, you'll see what happens. Yeah, AAA is kind of a big issue when your plane's going that slow. But, honestly, that's not the only problem you'll end up having. Remember those thin armor I mentioned earlier? Yeah, well, watch this. Yeah, essentially anything with 12mm guns, or just a lot of guns period, is going to tear you to pieces pretty much every time. But hey, look at it this way. At least you get a wonderful, glorious fireball as your going away present. Now, a few more minor notes besides what you've just seen. The plane has those wonderful little bicycle carriage landing gear deals under its wings there. They don't have brakes, so it's kind of like landing a boat like the PBY or the H6K, except you're doing it on an airfield instead of in the water. The other thing is that the plane does not have flaps. So whatever speed you're getting out of turning, yeah, you're kind of stuck with it for the most part, minus using advanced controls. Besides that, I kind of like the plane, really. I don't think it's out of balance in any real way. There could be an argument that, it has this huge payload. 3,000 kilograms is absolutely monstrous at that level. It's about double what the other Russian light bombers have at that tier. But to balance out that incredible payload, it's fragile, and it's really, really, really slow. And it's also gigantic. If you cannot see this thing coming, then you'd have to be blind. And if it makes it to your airfield, that's almost unfathomable. I cannot see this thing making it across the airfield, even at 5,000 meters. Someone would be able to see that thing long before it got there, and would have plenty of time to intercept it. I mean, other bombers of that tier could shoot this thing down. There's also the fact, too, that with its battle rating of 2.0, it's not going to see a lot of matchmaking where it's just plunked up against nothing but reserve aircraft. It's going to be fighting against things like Wildcats, like the thing that just shot me down. Yaks, lags, a bunch of stuff that could just tear this thing to pieces. Frankly, if this bomber makes it to the strategic targets or the airbase, that pilot probably deserved to at least get one bomb load off. So, that is it for now. I just wanted to do a quick look at this wonderful new bomber that showed up in my hangar. Overall, I think it's balanced out pretty well so far, but we'll have to see over time. Now, I will be back shortly, most likely, to look at the new American fighter plane whenever it arrives on my doorstep. So, until then, good luck out there.